So if you did not watch the first video on how to build your StarCraft 1 co-op map, I suggest you watch it because this one is the continuation of that video. But anyway, in this video we're going to try and do the mission briefing for our StarCraft mission. So basically the mission briefing at the beginning of the mission. So to do that we will head on to triggers and classic mission briefing. And here you click new, select the players that are controlled by humans. So because this is a co-op mission, player 1 is controlled by a human, me, and player 2 is controlled by a friend and basically another human. So this trigger will apply for these two players. You can see a trigger has been created. Then you go to actions, click new, and here it really depends on what you want to be doing. However, we will follow a simple example. The main idea is that two people will speak with animated speech portraits and they will say different messages. So let's say we want Alexei Stukov to say something and then Artenis to say something. So first we will need to set our mission objective, because whoever is playing the mission needs to know what they need to do. So very simple, just write here whatever you want your mission objective to appear as. Note that this is only for show, for aesthetic. This is not, you need to code the mission objective, this is just purely aesthetic. So we'll just like that, and that will appear in the mission briefing. Boom. Now you have the first action of your trigger. Now the next one, and now we're going to try and do the speeches, right? So the portrait's actually speaking and display the message that you want. So first you're going to want to go show portrait, and here you can select whichever unit you want to do the speaking. I'm going to go for Alexei Stukov, and you're gonna want to pick the slots. The slots are from left to right. So first slot is the most left, fourth is hard right, and 2 and 3 are in the middle. I'm gonna go 2, like that. Then you want to show the second portrait of the second person, that if you want the second person. So show portrait if you want a second person. I think it's cooler and it's not really that harder to make. So if you want a second person, let's say Arcturus Mengs, and you need to pick a different slot. So let's go slot 3. Now when you enter the mission briefing, what will appear is the mission objective that you wrote and these two portraits. Now we want these portraits to speak while they're reading the text and actually display the text. So next we're gonna go show speaking animation, display speaking portrait, show speaking animation, and you're gonna want to select the slot in where the first person that you want to be speaking is located. So for me it is Alexei Stukov, which is in slot 2. So select that, and now you need to enter for how long you want Alexei Stukov to be speaking. This is in milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds is a second. So for example, I want him to speak for 10 seconds. That is 10,000 milliseconds. And now it will display Alexei Stukov's, his portrait will be speaking for 10 seconds. Now we're gonna want to display the text that that he will be, speaking. So delete that and just write something. Just write something about your lore or whatever you want Alexei Stukov to speak and say. Then very important, or if you do not put this is the most important part, it will not work. You need to put wait. So you need to put a pause So if the first number that you introduced was 10,000 milliseconds, I say go for like 17,000 milliseconds. So if this guy speaks for 10 seconds, the pause is for 17 seconds. I recommend you do that. So next we're gonna, so basically by now Alexei has spoken his part, and now we want Arcturus to, speak his part. So we're gonna go display speaking portrait of the slot in which Arcturus is located, very intuitive, slot 3. And you can put another number, for example, I'm going to go 7 seconds. Show speaking portrait for 7 seconds. Then, okay. Then you want to go and display the text message. You want these numbers to match. So for how long he is speaking to how long the text is on screen. You need these two numbers to match. This one not so much. You can make this a bit higher, but these two need to match, or you will have some discrepancies. Let's go ahead and put 7 seconds there. And you can put anything you want, maybe something about the lore of the mission that you are doing. Me personally, I like to make like old history missions, alt history, but you can do whatever you want. So just write that. And now again, very important, you need another pause or this will not work. So I'm gonna go for 12,000 seconds, which is 12 seconds for the pause. Yeah, and this is it. Now obviously you can add more people to speak, so you can, for example, show portrait. You can basically do this. I did it for 2 people. It's not really that hard to do it for 3 people or for 4 people. You just literally do this is basically the script. So from here is the first person and here is the second. And you can also move these. For instance, if I do this, I move the pause up 1, it's not going to work. So you need to do them in the order that I showed you. Okay. So, and here you go. So for players, very important that you select the correct players, being the players that are controlled by humans. So player 1 and 2, this script will apply to them, and this is basically the lore. Right? So this is how you do it, and I'm going to show you how it looks like in game. Okay, so here we are in game. This is the mission, and I will show you how the mission briefing looks like if you do it the way I told you to. So you can see this is the first speaking portrait. Alexei took off, saying the first display message. This is the mission objective: destroy all enemy bases. You can see he is waiting. Yeah, so these do not overlap. This is the pause that I made. It's a bit long, but I just like it this way for players to have a chance at reading the mission objective. And here we have Arcturus Max speaking up his part. And the mission briefing is concluded. It will end when the pause finishes, which is probably going to be now. And the mission begins.
Right away, sir.
We have made a mission briefing, which is all basically used to explain the lore of the mission. Yeah. Now, something that I forgot to mention is that if you want, so say Stukov, to actually speak like with voice, with sound, and not just display the speaking animation, then for that I'm not exactly sure how you do it, but you either need, I think you need an AI. So yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway, this is how you do it. I hope this helped.